What's up, everyone? Welcome to my show. I'm looking crazy. I just got up. But I did get a few things in the mail, and I went to the comic book store a couple days ago. Yeah, I finally went to one. I haven't been to one since November. It's now March. Uh, wow. But there was reasons, and now I know one of the reasons why I stayed away, which I'll get into it. I was gonna make this a couple days ago, but I was like, you know what? The books come in the mail. I'll wait on them and I'll do a thing on it, and we'll get into it and why I'm pissed off at the comic book store. Um, I made a video a while back uh, stating how crazy prices are on comics, and I'm going to kind of get into that here as well. Um, but anyway, let me show you what I got from the store, and then I'll show you what I got from eBay, and then I'll show you what I got from the comic book store. Makes sense. I went to Target. I was looking around. I'm like, hey, take a look. Most people have seen this. It's my Marvel little journal book kind of thing. Basically, I have all the tabs, all color coded kind of thing, which is crazy, I guess. Um, but when I want to see if I need any Amazing Spider-Mans, I just flick to the tab here, and it tells me what I'm looking for, which is very old school and very time consuming to write all this crap down. I'm only up to Wolverine. I still have tons more Marvel stuff to go. So, but anyway, reason I got this down the line was because when I went to conventions or comic book stores, I was pulling out like dozens of books to look like, oh, I need to look through this one to find if I have that, and look through that one if I have that one, and blah blah blah. So when I saw that, I was like, hey, I could shrink it down. Awesome. So I was looking through Target and I saw this, and I've seen it before, and they haven't had it for a long time. But I was like, you know what, the hell with it, might as well get it while they have it. And that's the DC version, which I'll have to get to down the line. But yeah, just like the other thing, it's a DC cover and a different black. It's got a black string other than the red one with Marvel. Hey, that's it. Same stuff. So there's that. Also bought a box of Lucky Charms, and inside they had a free Batman vs Superman comic. One of the main reasons why I bought it. I do like Lucky Charms, but that was the main reason I bought it. Which apparently the movie sucks, according to critics, and it's getting really horrible reviews, which I never go by anyway, because it's everybody's opinion. Everyone's got their own different opinion on things. I mean, movies I've seen critics couldn't stand, I actually loved, and vice versa. So you got to make your own decisions on that stuff. Definitely gonna go see it in the theater. I'm not gonna miss it. I want to judge for myself. So there's that. On to what I got from eBay, which I got these for damn good prices. I was amazed. I had kind of a screw up with this, this first one, in a way, but not really. I guess it doesn't really matter. But I got this book. I got it for. It was it was $2, and I think $3 shipping. I think so. It was like $5. I think might have been cheaper. Let's just go with $5. Anyway, nobody bid on it, so I was like, all right, what the hell. And the guy started out to bid it too, and like I said, nobody bid on it. So this is for some reason I had some weird urge. I don't know what it was to go after Mockingbird stuff. I have no idea. I was like, let me get her first appearance. I'm like, oh no, wait a minute. She's on S.H.I.E.L.D. Her first appearance is going to be insane. So I looked up her first appearance, and on the Wikipedia thing, because I didn't know this was her first appearance, it had this book, which technically it's right, but technically it's wrong. It's Astonishing Tales featuring Kazar and Doctor Doom #6. This is her first appearance, but not as Mockingbird. It's as Dr. Bobby Morse. Which originally she was apparently supposed to be some kind of sidekick to Kazar or something like that, or his love interest or whatever. So it's kind of a huge turn they did. But I think with the real reason this guy started off as $2 and was going to see what happened is it's got a bit of a tear right where my finger is, right under the saber-tooth tiger there. Goes from there to there. Which it looked like it's scratched, but when you open it up it actually is a tear. And the guy did say it was a tear. But I'm like, you know what, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really do that much damage. I mean, yeah, it does, but I was like, all right, cool. So I have her first non-Mockingbird appearance, and again on the same page, all the way on the bottom, which I should have scrolled down, which doesn't matter because that one's cool too. Is her first true appearance as Mockingbird is Marvel Team Up, I think number 95, which I'm going to spoil everything. I did order that off eBay as well, and I got that pretty cheap as well, so I was kind of happy. But it didn't come yet, and I'm getting a little worried because It was supposed to be here a couple days ago, and it's not here. I'm giving this guy 2 more days, and then I'm gonna contact him and say, "Hey, dude, what's going on?" Shamelessly, Gizmo loan. They're fighting again. I got this for $1 and free shipping, and it's near mint. It's X-Men number 61. Has the Juggernaut. Very cool. Not bad for $1. That's way below cover price. Actually, no, it's not. I'm sorry. The cover price was only $1.95, so I saved 95 cents. And I got this pretty damn cheap, I think, and considering what it's going for in the comic book store, which I'll talk about later. This is Uncanny X-Men number 131. This is the first appearance of Emma Frost as the White Queen. Not as Emma Frost, but as the White Queen. Her first appearance is 129 as Emma Frost with Kitty Pryde. I got this for $8 with the shipping. It's pretty cool. Like I said, considering, which we're going to get into that. Now we're going to go into what I got from the comic book store. Why am I pissed? Oh, God. Like I said, I haven't gone to a comic book store since November because I was kind of like just done. I was like, you know what? New issues are expensive. Back issues are expensive. I was like, it's just not worth it. I was like, eBay is as much as I don't hate eBay, but I was always like kind of against it, even though I buy stuff constantly. I'm like, maybe they are screwing with the comic book stores, and maybe it is kind of bad. Blah, blah. And I was taking kind of the comic book store side. Now I'm kind of going on eBay side. Yeah, I'm flopping. But let me show you the stuff what I got, and I'll talk about why I'm pissed off and what happened. I wasn't even going there really for new issues. I was going there to get bags and boards because I actually got my, I guess I've shown, I got my, well, I haven't shown it yet, but I got my comic drawer boxes. I'm like, you know what, let me get some more bags and boards and try to, fix it up, which is not really done yet. Still need more bags and boards. But I was like, let me go there and get that, and that was like my main concern was to go to get that stuff. And then I was kind of looking around. I'm like, ooh, those look like good books. Yeah. So I was like, all right. So I got the all new, all different Avengers number 6, which is kind of like an homage or whatever you want to call it, kind of thing to his first appearance, which it kind of looks like his first appearance cover in a way. But this was actually pretty good. I liked it. I didn't get any of the other ones before it, but this was cool, so I might go back and get the other ones. Of course, I found some Spideys. Got Amazing Spider-Man number 7. Got number 8. And I got number 9. So I was like, alright, cool. We go with that. Then I was looking, still going through all the books. I'm like, hey, alright, cool. I found this one. Just thought the cover was interesting, and it's, even though Mary Jane looks crazy. Invincible Iron Man number 7. I was like, hey, Mary Jane's with Iron Man. Kind of. It's more of an assistant, kind of like Pepper Potts kind of thing. And then I had gotten this because a friend of mine said it was good, but I am confused. I'm like, I probably should have got all the ones before it, but I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Extraordinary X-Men number 7. Kind of love that Nightcrawler cover. And then I got number 8, which is the first appearance of the new Horseman of Apocalypse. But what confused me is they have like an old man Logan kind of guy up there. I don't know if this is an alternate reality or this is what's going on now or whatever. But I'm looking, I'm like, what is going on? Where am I? What the hell? Did Wolverine come back to life yet? I don't even know. Like, I didn't even get any of his stuff. Because now they have the whole new Wolverine. So I don't know. I'm confused as hell. I don't know what that is. But last but not least, from the new comic books, I had seen this a while ago, and I was like, you know what? Well, not a while ago, but I've seen it all over the place. I was like, let me get it. It's cheap. It's $1. I'll grab it. So I don't have to open up my original copy. But that's the True Believers Deadpool number 1, which is the reprint of his first appearance and Gideon's first appearance and technically Domino, depending on how you want to go with that. So I got that. Now, what pissed me off, I had mentioned this in previous video where like comic book stores, their back issues are ridiculously priced. And that's one of the things that pisses off, but there's another thing with this. Let me get into the back issue thing. I was looking through the back issues, and they had 2 versions of this, 2 copies of this. One was on the wall, and one was in the back issue bin. In the back issue bin, it was $50. On the wall, it was $100. I'm just like, wow. I was like, I got that for $8. And mine is actually in better shape. Like the one in the bin, had writing all over it, and the one on the wall had like a little bit of a tear on the corner. I'm like, okay. I was like, that's why I was get pissed before. I was like, wow, they're getting worse. But this time, I guess I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or I just don't care anymore. I don't know. I actually said something. I'm sitting there and the wife went with me because I said to her, I was like, I want to kind of get out and kind of look around, and I haven't been to a comic store in forever. And when I'm in the back issue section, I was kind of like sitting there and like going through some, like, oh god, why is it so expensive? And I'm like wondering, like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask them why they charge the prices they're charging. Like, why is everything so high? And this guy comes over. He's like, "Yeah, can you help him?" I was like, "Yeah, can I ask you a question?" He's like, "Yeah, no problem." And like I said, I wasn't trying to be a dick. I wasn't trying to give anybody a hard time. I wasn't trying to like badmouth the store. That's why I'm not giving any names. I just wanted to have an idea of where they're getting their prices from. I was just curious, and I said that to him. I was like, "I just want to know like where you're getting, your prices from." I was like, "How do you come up with that?" He's like, "Oh, well, we go by the price guide." I was like, what price guide? Because they do sell the price guide, the Overstreet price guide. Oh, that's what we go by. Really? So I pull out my phone, and the second I pull my phone out, the guy immediately, no photos, no video. And I'm like, I'm not. I was like, I just wanted to show you something. No, you can't tape in here. I'm like, I don't want to tape in here. I was like, I just want to show you something. So I pulled up a price guide. And I pulled out. I pointed to this one, the one on the in the bin was $50, something like that. It was like $50. I'm like, yeah, it was about $50. I'm trying to remember the prices for them. Like, were they 50? Yeah, it was 50 and it was 100. Yeah, it was 50. Yeah, 50 and 100. 50 in the bin and 100 on the thing. I'm just trying to make sure I had the right, because I saw so many that I was pulling out and questioning this guy. But I'm like, all right. Yeah. Anyway. This thing's worth, I think it said the price guide, if I'm correct, I'm not 100%, like I said, it's all the numbers are just blah, 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 blah. I think the price guide said it was worth about $10, or it's worth about 7. No, I think it was 10. I think it was $10. I want to say 10. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but let's move on. So I pull it up, and the guy's like, "Oh, well, where'd you get that from?" I was like, "It's the same price guide. It's the Overstreet price guide, thing." I was like, "I have the thing on my phone." Well, that's wrong. That's not the right year. I'm like, okay. And he's like, and then immediately, which is interesting, because it's always the same BS lines. Which maybe it's not BS to them. Maybe it's their actual reasoning, which I don't know. Because second, the price guide thing kind of went away on him. He's like, oh, well, the new movie's coming out, and I have to compete with eBay, and we have to compete with eBay, and the new movie's out, and this, blah, blah, blah. It's always the same BS. It's always, oh, well, there's a new movie out, or there's a new show out, or we have to compete with eBay, so we have to charge more money. Which I don't understand. If you're going to compete with something, why are you charging more money than instead of less money? It's stupid logic. Sorry, I guess. So then I grabbed something else. I think, what the hell was it? It was, I was looking through the X-Men, like the X-Men, like this. And they had this book in there for $10. They had X-Men #1 in there for $25 a piece. And I'm like, why are they so... And he's like, well, new movie. I'm like, all right, enough with the new movie. I was like, forget about the new movie. It doesn't matter. Well, why are you charging so much money for X-Men #1? I was like, those things... Oh, what's a low print run? I'm like, it really isn't. I was like, I feel like saying, like, do you even know what you're talking about? I was like, X-Men #1 is not a low print run by any means. You can get that thing all day long for $5 minimum. Well, not minimum. $5 max on eBay. I mean, you can get it higher. But I've seen them go for like $1 a piece. I mean, I bought the entire set, all the covers, and the hardcover looking thing for $5 with free shipping down the line. Even though I already had one, it was kind of ripped up. But there was no real rhyme or reason. And of course, up on the wall, they had the first appearance, like the New Mutants 98, and with no price tag. And I'm like, wow, I'm just curious, how much is that one? He's like, oh, New Mutants 98. He's like, yeah, Deadpool's hot right now. And I'm like, oh, God. And he's like, what did he say? I think he said like $1,000 or something like that, or no, it was 1,200 bucks, and I'm like, oh my god. He's like, new movie, man, new movie, and I'm like, So I don't get it. This guy, he could not give me any one real reason, other than the new movie, TV show. They have to compete with eBay. That standard BS. A low print run, which whatever. Which most of them weren't. So I don't know. I mean, if anybody knows the real true reason, then hey, let me know in the comments, or has the same similar things. So it's just kind of like, this is the reason why I don't want to go to comic book stores anymore, even though I like going and like looking around and stuff like that. But me, it's also like, my stupidity is like, I always say to myself, like, well, if it's too high priced, don't buy it. I mean, you have that choice. They're not holding a gun to your head and say, hey, you have to spend, $50 on a book you can get for $8. You don't have to do that. There's options. So I don't know. I just was getting pissed off. I was like, let's just go. I was like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm like, I'm tired. And she goes, well, what was that all about? I'm like, I just wanted to have a reasoning on why they were charging so much. And I was like, of course, nobody can give any real answer. So I grabbed my bags and boards, and this is the other reason why I got pissed off. Grabbed the new books I had, went to go pay for it. Didn't even think when they told me the price. I'm like, okay, here you go. Paid for it, went out into the car, and we were driving away, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, why was that so expensive? When I'm adding it up, I'm like, all right, this was $1. I was like, this was, because the cover prices are a bitch. They're all friggin', this is friggin' $5 for cover price, which is interesting. Yeah, $5 for this one, and yet it's $4 for this one. So that I was like, well, that's kind of interesting. They went up $1, the sneaky little bastards. So there was that, and then everything else is pretty much, it was like $3.99. So this one was the only one that was $5 rather than $4. Okay, big whoop, $1, right? So I'm like, even still, I was like, well, why is it so expensive? And so I grabbed my receipt, and I'm like, maybe they charge more money for the bags and the boards now. Checked it, I was like, no, it's the same price. It's like, it's not more expensive, and I'm adding it up, and I'm adding the tax in. Yeah, just making sure. Adding the tax in, I'm like, what the hell? And I look all the way on the bottom, and all the way on the bottom is this $6 charge. And I'm like, why am I paying an extra $6? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell? And then it gave a description. It said why it was $6. It said $6 charge for bags and boards and bagging of comics. So they charged me $6 for the 8 books because they charged me for the bags and the boards they were in, and the fact that they had to bag and board them. So that's basically 75 cents a book. They charged me extra because it was bagged and boarded. I was like, you sneaky bastards. And they never had that before. When I was in there in November and all the times over, they never did that. And I'm like, you sneaky son. So I was pissed. I was really pissed that I just spent an extra $6 on already expensive books. I was like, ugh. So the wife was up. She's like, I would have just taken them out of the bag and the board and left the bag and the board. I'm like, I was like, that's not a bad idea for next time if when I go back, because I will go back. Like I said, I'm a sucker for punishment, but if I go back, which I'm gonna go, it's for Free Comic Book Day. But after that, I don't think I'm gonna go to comic book stores very often. It's just sad, like what they're doing. It just seems to me. My opinion on this, which I don't think is really true, it's kind of like a far-fetched opinion, is if you had a comic book store back in the 80s or the 90s, because I worked for a lot of them back in the day, and all I ever heard from every comic book owner or store owner was how much money they're losing all the time. Like my one boss was like, he's like, I'm losing thousands of dollars a month. I'm losing, because people aren't spending the money. And what was it? Yeah, he would, he was reasonable, like compared to some of the other stores I went to back in the day. He was pretty reasonable considering. And it seems to me, like I said, my far-fetched ideas, it seems like comic book stores are now getting revenge, I guess. That's what it feels like. It's like they're like, oh, hey, the movies are out and they're making a fortune. Now I can make my millions. Finally, my comic book store will pay off. Ah! Which, like I said, I don't think that's really true. But that's what it feels like. It's like, I'm going to charge $100 for a $5 book because I'm going to not only make my money, but I'm going to really make my money and I'm going to get that $1 million house I've been looking at. Because if the movies are making money, why can't I? I don't know. I mean, it just aggravated me, and I was just pissed. I'm like, you know what? It's a double-edged sword, and I've said this before. It's great to have the movies out because you want to see the movie, you want to see your characters on the big screen, you want to see them come to life, you want to see what kind of twists and turns they're going to give them. But then it sucks because on the other flip side of it, the movies are helping the comic books because they're still staying alive, they're still going strong, but it's also hurting them because everyone, like collectors, or people who are looking to flip books, so they're like, oh hey, the movie came out. Yes, I'm gonna go get 100 copies of that and sell it for thousands of dollars. So no one can enjoy it or whatever. You get the idea. But I'm just like, oh god. And on the other thing is like people who are true fans and like want to get the books to not only collect them but to read them and enjoy them get screwed in the long run because now you're paying a fortune for friggin' books that shouldn't be that expensive. And then on top of everything else, you're spending, $4 or $5 a piece for new issues. Which, because my wife said the same thing. She's like, well, everything goes up over time. And I'm like, which makes sense. I mean, but, if you're going to keep it consistent, keep it consistent. I mean, why are you charging, that's what kind of got me too, is like, why are they charging $4 for number 7, but then went to 5 for number 8. You know what I mean? Like, Marvel's just like, we're going to charge what we want because we're going to make our money. We're already making billions off of the movies. Now we're really going to stick it to you with the comics. Whereas DC, I think DC went down to $3 now. I don't know if that happened or not yet. But, seriously, stay consistent. I mean, damn. Well, she said the same thing. Well, she said, oh, things change in time. Yeah, I know, obviously. Because back in the 80s and 90s, you saw the prices going, But for years, they stayed at price, when I started really collecting heavily, it was $1, per book. The cover price was always $1. And then after 3 years, it went to $1.25 and stayed like that for a while. And certain titles were $1.50, $1.75, which I still didn't know why. But certain titles were like that, and it stayed like that for a long time. I don't think it went to $2 until like the late 90s, early 2000s, and then stayed like that for a while. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just pissed in general. I'm just like, I don't want to pay $4. But then again, like I said, it circles back around. If you don't want to pay it, don't pay it. Ah! This hobby's destroying my soul. But, yeah, we'll see. And we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I've been buying a lot of stuff from eBay lately because I've been getting pretty good deals on them off eBay. So as much as I want to support comic book stores, it's just not, I don't know if it's not really feasible, but occasionally, like, I guess you'll get a deal at a comic book store, but most of the time you're just not going to get a good deal unless you're on, what is that thing, Free Comic Book Day. Because a lot of times the books that they're selling for $10, $15 are in their dollar bin on Free Comic Book Day. So patience is key when it comes to things like this, I guess. But that's it. I've rambled on really long about weird stuff. Like I said, I do have one more book coming in the mail, which you already know what it is. The first appearance of Mockingbird, which I got for really cheap. Again, that's another book that was in the store that was just insanely priced. And I'm like, wow. And of course, the reasoning, they actually had it on the book. First appearance of Mockingbird, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. Get it now, hard to get. I'm like, ah. Anyway. Just one very important thing I'm going to throw out there before I end this video is to all people out there that are new at this stuff, because that was probably one of the real reasons why I started to get pissed, is that they're taking advantage of people. Do your research. Seriously. Look things up. Check comic book prices. The price guide, check the price guides. When you go on eBay, see what things are actually selling for, not what they're going for. You could have on eBay, somebody could do this, I want $2 million for this. And 50 people are like, oh, $2 million is a good price. There you go, but it's actually selling for like $5. So you got to kind of, on eBay, you got to really look at it. Like, see what they're selling it for, but see what it's actually really selling for. Like how many people consistently bought it for a certain price. Like most of the time, I think like I saw this on eBay selling for $10 consistently, and then I found it for 8. So I'm like, all right, cool. So you got to kind of gauge it like that too. So use the price guide, see what it's actually worth. Even though I always say comics are only really worth what you're willing to pay, but see what it's supposed to be really worth. Check eBay, check for what the price is actually going for, what it's actually selling for, and just be comfortable with what you're paying. I guess is just the thing. But just check, because you never know. And if you have patience, you'll find it cheaper. You really will. And don't let comic book stores take advantage of you, because they will. And you won't even know it sometimes. Like with this extra $6. Ah, sneaky bastards. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and remember, it's not the size of your key that matters, it's what you have in it. Later, everybody.